The following video has been approved by the Jetty marketing team. The video has been rated Jetty. The following video may not be suitable for all viewers. Good morning and g'day, mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty. Is that sun is about to get eclipsed by that planet, which is Australian IRS-4, which is our smelting planet. Okay, well there you go. The forged world is about to forge the sun, or deforge the sun. I don't know. Okay, so today's episode, we have so many plans. As you guys have already seen, I've been through and I've upgraded most of the world. Most of the world is now running on the tier 3 assemblers. So we've done some big upgrades there. We've got a lot more production than we had before. On top of that, I may have added some small extra builds on the end, doing circuits, microcrystalline components, along with processors. So there's been one hell of an upgrade. Can I do that, please? I also haven't done this line, which we might as well do whilst we're standing on top of it. Yeah, don't upgrade buildings when you're standing on them. You phase through them. Yes, okay, so whilst we're standing and thinking in a building, let's cover what we're doing this episode. So this episode, we have like 10,000 things I want to tick off. So there's going to be a lot of cuts. We're going to be getting some high priority, quick production done. So first things first, we need to speed up our quantum processors, which are short on plane filters, which are short on our crystals, because we're out of hydrogen. So the hydrogen is actually remote demand, and help if you had some ships. Hey, you're gonna have some ships. So those ships are gonna take off. They're going to, no, I need to zoom out further. They are gonna fly the grand distance of there to there to go pick up a crap ton of hydrogen and then bring it back to my planet. And because of, can I really not jump out of the building? Oh, there we go. Okay, so because the little drones will leave at 10% of their carrying capacity. So at the moment they carry 70, I want to say. Drone. 70, yes. So they will leave when there's potentially 7 hydrogen available for them to pick up. Whereas the big guys will only leave when there's 100% of load to be able to be picked up or dropped off. So it has to have room to get dropped off, which means they carry 600. So it means there has to be at least 600 in demand here for one of the big guys to leave, whereas there only has to be 7 for one of the little guys to leave, which means the little guys should keep coming over our hydrogen, which I removed the tower and I put it over here instead. The little guys, as you can see, actually you can see them landing, picking up and going and grabbing things. They should always be coming over here and grabbing this hydrogen first to make sure our oil keeps running, and then only if this has been, well, only if there's not enough supply in here do the big ships launch. Okay, so that's the first thing we had to fix. The second thing I want to do is I want to upgrade green science with 2 extra labs, not that one, that one. Okay, I want to throw 2 extra labs on top, because what we're actually going to do is we're going to start using our gravitational matrix to start making warp cores. Warpers. Warpers is the official title, aka warp cores. Alright, I want to bring that belt to there, that belt to there. We'll get to the fine minutiae of it in just a second. I'm out of sorters. Can I have all 200? Thank you. Alright, we want to use that recipe. And there is method to my madness, or madness to my method. Let's just, actually, whilst I happen to have some free belt, dump a few warpers back on the belt. Okay, cool. Alright, because if we look at these, this is 1 graviton lens to 1 warper. Okay, that seems perfectly good. That seems like a great ratio. But the gravity matrix also requires 1 graviton lens and 1 quantum processor to make 2 gravity matrices, and I can convert 2 gravity matrices with this recipe into 16 warpers, okay? So for the addition of one of these, I can go from 1 warper up, well, I can add 15 extra warpers. So I can go 1 gravity lens for 1 warper, or 1 gravity lens plus a quantum chip for 15 extra warpers. You can quickly see that this becomes miles cheaper. It does require a whole lot more complicated production, but that's perfectly fine. I'd much prefer to do it this way. It's a much more efficient recipe. I think this method, it costs about 4 times as much per warper as this one. On top of that, warpers wise, if we go to number 1, I'm really not using them that fast at all. Really like in the last hour, 2.2 per minute. So I'm not using them at a vast rate, but I would prefer to definitely have lots of warpers, and I prefer to make them as cheaply as possible. On top of that, I'm leaving this production here because for whatever reason, if our quantum chip build dies and we stop making gravity matrix, I still need to have warpers in the network, so we will swap back to graviton lenses. And the way we're going to do that is simply by joining that belt into there, joining that belt into there, removing that bit of belt. And this means that this belt from here, from green sites, comes down here and into here, which we're going to actually cut back to 4,500. So that way, if I end up with extra warpers, I can shove them in here. Is that going to work? Maybe that'll work. Yeah, so I want to be able to... I want this belt to run first, so it goes straight in, and then these guys are side-loaded. So if this main belt dries up for any reason, these guys can kick in and take over. That's it, it's done. Nothing more special than that. We'll take that one belt off the end, and I'll throw that in there. And we're pretty much good. Okay, so that's the first thing done. That's the second thing done. Third thing. So I want to set up much the same as I did. Come on. Get my hand in the right spot so I can press the right buttons. I want to grab some landfill. Sorry, it's not called landfill. It's called foundations, which is probably a better name for it overall. Okay, I want to come over here, roughly, I don't know, about there. We'll work out the fineness of it later. I want to bring in, well, basically, I want to make magnetic coils, okay? I want to set up a production line to make magnetic coils, plus another one to make electric motors, plus another one to make electromagnetic turbines, plus another one to make gears to make the electric motors, and possibly one for the supermagnetic rings. So there's a lot of production I want to do, and I want to do it. This is honestly how Dyson Sphere seems to be, you want to play it as you get into later the game. Once you have enough resources and abilities to dump down these towers and set up a production like this, it is miles easier. In fact, we might just go through the first one real quick. I've already done the maths, and I know I need 10 assemblers. So we're going to have, you're going to be an output belt. You're going to be 1, 2, 3. You're going to be an input belt. You're going to be an input belt. You're going to be an input belt. And 1, 2, 3. You're going to be an output belt. I'm going to want all of those, please. We're going to set you to do magnets. Output, input, input, output. So the plan is, because these guys require 2 magnets to make 2 coils at 1 second, it means after I have 10 machines long on the belt, I will have actually consumed 30 magnets, because, okay, if I had a crafting speed of 1, let's start with a crafting speed of 1. If I had a crafting speed of 1, and they use 1 item per second, I'd need 30 machines to get 30 items per second, okay? Because they need 2, then that means I need not 30, I need half as many, being 15. Okay, and they also output 2, which means that's 15 machines are going to consume 30 materials. They're also going to output 30 materials. Because these guys have a crafting speed of 1.5, I need to take my 15, I need to divide it by 1.5, which means 10. After I have 10 assembly machines long, they're going to have consumed a whole belt of magnets, produced a whole belt of magnetic coils, and used half a belt of copper. So our plan is copper, magnet, magnet, output, output. Which means you need to be centered just a little bit, like right there. And then if we do magnet, copper, and coil, you shall be magnet, you shall be magnet, you shall be copper, you shall be input, you shall be input, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. 9, 10. Cool. And then the exact same at this one. Boom, boom, boom. 10. Alright. Power. We'll throw a power pole in there, and a power pole in there, and a power pole in there. And it also means if I set you to remote, throw in magic little ships. Do I not have big ships on me? No. I thought I did. We shall grab a stack of 50 because I'm about to use a whole heap of them. And yeah, this should take just but a second. But this means I have just made, like in 2 seconds, I've made 60 magnetic coil per second. Yeah. Yeah, it does not take long when you start using these towers to move stuff around. In fact, it really, really speeds things up. You're not meant to be supplying, and you're not meant to be supplying. Yeah, please don't do that. I have no idea where you've gone. You're meant to supply just this. Alright, what I might do... Do I double it? Hang on, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, I can double it. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double this one really quickly. Because we can, mainly. And then I'll probably do gears, because gears is like the easiest build ever. It is literally 1 in, 1 out. It's not highly complicated. And I'll probably, yeah, look, I'll probably just jump through all these, because we've got to do them, you know, they're all going to go in like this area, and I'll just get them blitzed out. Alright, I'll see you guys in a sec. And welcome back to the middle of my production nightmare. So, we have magnetic coils now. So, I was bringing in magnets, bringing in copper, as you saw, and magnetic coils. And then we built half it on camera, half it off camera. And then, straight after that, I decided to do, let's do some gears, because we need gears for motors anyway. So, again, 2 belts of iron in for... What's the recipe? It is 1 to 1. So, no, a belt of iron in for a belt of gears out. So that was nice and easy. And then right below that, off the same tower, because I already had iron here, plus I already had gears here, obviously. So it means I just had to fly in the coils, which will just crank up to max, which should see a whole bunch of ships doing a very, very short jaunt between one and the other to bring in more coils. Let us do magnets. So again, I can take my iron out, my gears out, my coils out, so on and so forth. And I think we're doing... yeah, we're doing a full belt still. So that's 30 per second of engines. It does take 40 machines. So it is a nice tiny build. Why are you not running? You don't have coils. Why? Ah, there's the coils. They're finally making it up to the end of the build. Okay, so come on, coils. You can do it. A little bit further. A little bit. Once more. No. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we're running coils as well, and then running engines as well. And then a small build here, I just need to do local demand, local supply, remote supply, done of our electromagnetic turbines. So again, small flurry of robots both going here and here to grab more coils to dump them over here, which should, yes it has, it started up all these machines. They're all squishing, squishy, 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 and compressing out. Hopefully, yep, there's some of those green engines that we've been desperate need of for ever. And funnily enough, this produces half a belt. I'd have to double it to do a full belt, but it also means I'd have to double everything from there to there. So we're going to leave this at half a belt for the moment. Actually, I think it's belt. How high did I build it? No, I only built it to 20 machines. So yeah, that is half a belt's worth. I'd have to double everything else. Now, I did leave enough room here that I can wrap the belts off the other end and double it, which will probably be a long-term plan, but it is going to require me to double everything else, which is a mess. So we're not doing that for right now. But now that we have them up and running, we are going to come over to our bus, which has been struggling for these green engines for quite some time. Hang on, where are they? Nope, they're actually full on the bus now. Okay, alright, never mind. We have the production there. We will use the production in the future for something important. The other thing I need to do before we go too much further is I need to actually add some of the things we've been making on the bus into the logistics network, because I want to, as I said, I want to automate technically the solar sails, which means we need to make a whole production for the photon combiners, which we haven't done yet, plus the frame material, which is going to require nanotubes and titanium alloy, which is on the bus. Plus we need processors, which are in the logistics network, yes, and we also need deuterium fuel rods, which are not in the network yet, and quantum processors are, sort of, when they're produced. Alright, so we want to dump down a tower right here. And I'm literally just going to add these items in. Because I just want them accessible. Okay, we'll do... So they're the blue supermagnetic coil things. That is plastic. I'm going to need plastic for something, I'm sure. That is graphene. And I'm using a big tower rather than a little tower. Not that we're planning on shipping any of this stuff intergalactically, but... Oh, hang on. I don't need those, do I? They're shipped in here. Nope, we don't need those. They're already on the network. Hang on, let's go pick up a whole bunch of belt. Wow, that's a bit of belt. Okay, my poor inventory. We'll just collect that, plus we'll collect that, plus we'll collect that, and we'll collect that. Okay. Alright, now that's done, we're going to wrap you in there. We're going to wrap you in there. We're going to wrap you in there. Which now means titanium alloy can go in there. Hopefully all this works. So we're going to set you to deuterium. You to supermagnetic rings. I think that broke instantly. Plastic. No, it worked. Okay, and then graphene, and then titanium alloy. Okay, and then that just leaves carbon nanotubes. So it's not actually. We might titanium alloy. Let's cut that belt. We might put both of those two in their own tower just so it's a little bit less of a waste. And it also means that maybe in the future, whenever that is, we might end up adding warpers to these so at least we can ship them intergalactically should we so wish. There to there to there. We want you to do... okay, that one. And that was plastic, wasn't it? It was the last slot. What's in the last slot? It is titanium alloy. Titanium alloy. I will dump that in there. I will dump that in there. I will dump that in space. I will dump that out to space. That can go as well. The plastic can go. Sure. Alright, now I do not see any titanium alloy, which is a problem. Why is there no titanium alloy? There's no steel. Why is there no steel? Fixed. Okay. You know what? I will give you... Do I have any little ships on me? No. We will grab from there all those little ships because I'm suddenly going to need some of these raw materials shipped around on the planet. Possibly. I'll give you little ships as well, just in case. Oh, you do not have little ships. Okay, now you do. Alright. So, with those additions done, hang on, I want to look at the plastic line as well. Plastic is running. It does not run terribly fast, but it is running. So I guess that's something. Alright, what I want to do now is we need photon combiners. Photon combiners require prisms, which requires glass. Okay. So we should be able to find a bit of blank area and make a build to do this really quickly, I hope. I'm in God mode. Please get out of God mode. What are you struggling with? You're struggling with engines. What are engines struggling with? Iron. Iron, you say? Okay. Before we do anything else, let's see whether we can sort that problem. Planet is right there, which has a flurry of activity. And then some. I'm willing to bet it's that we can't import iron fast enough. It could also be a mining problem. Note there are 0 ships available. Okay, so what we want to do is I want to put down another one of those directly behind that one. We are going to bring in big shippies. You have warpers. So I'm going to take warpers from slot number 5. Upper tile to here. Ground level to here to here. I'm going to have you get iron ore, remote demand. Helps if you had power. Turns out they run infinitely better with power. And I want to see ships take off. Because if I don't have ships taking off, that means we've got ships. Okay. It means there's always a chance I've run out of iron ore. Not run out of, but run out of iron ore mining. Because that is something I encountered already. Actually, on this planet, we just weren't getting silicon into the towers quickly enough. I had to rearrange some belts and upgrade some belts, and yeah, like magic, everything started working. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take 3 belts out of this one and drop them to ground level and straight into that one. Come on. Come on, you don't collide, you just work. Power is still fine here. It's just not nearly enough iron ore. Now if we check the other ones using iron ore, like so that's steel, that's fine, and that's iron ore for magnets, that's fine as well. So it's just not enough iron ore for iron plate. still add potentially 2 more belts if this is not enough. All right, we're going to just let this run for a minute, and I'm going to put in the cut. Now, obviously, we'll come back in a couple of minutes to see whether I need to take this from 3 belts, which is 90 per second, up to 4 or 5, which is, what, 120, 150? Potentially up to 6. I definitely have room to expand. But yeah, we just need to keep an eye on this for a second and see whether we can actually catch up with the amount of iron required. Well, we're back, and the problem hasn't sorted itself. As fast as I'm making iron plate, it's disappearing. In saying that, this one's still got 10 ships out collecting iron ore. And this one also has 10 ships out collecting iron ore. And as fast as these 3 belts are, they're pumping the iron ore through quick enough that by the time another ship comes, it's already empty. So we have doubled our throughput of iron ore. But I can see here that I'm consuming iron ore faster than I'm producing it. So it does mean that I have a future bottleneck back at the far distant planet, which I'm going to have to go investigate shortly, which I will definitely do between episodes. Also, when this research finishes, which, turn that on, is only 44 packs away and counting, it suddenly means every ship's going to carry 200 extra iron ore. So that's going to also alleviate the problem. We're going to have a higher throughput. So I think it's okay. The second port was definitely needed. We will see. Meanwhile, we need to go back to our home planet to go back to production. I think it's just that we suddenly consumed like 20 or 30,000 iron plate in the last couple of production lines I just put down. There was a significant amount of there we go. That's the research we're looking for. Where are we? We're here. I want to go that direction. I don't really want to go to sail mode, but sure. We consumed... if I made 10,000 of those, then that's 10,000 magnets. So that would have emptied our buffer. But then on top of that, we made 10,000 gears, which emptied our iron buffer completely. Then we also made so many thousand motors, which also emptied our buffer completely. Which then we made so many thousand coils as again. Plus we made so many thousand of those, which emptied our buffer. Yeah. We just suddenly consumed, if we look at iron ore, iron ingot rather, in this planet, yeah, there's a certain spike in the last hour of just me turning on these production lines. So yeah, it's just going to take a while to catch back up. Now, where were we? We were trying to... So we've got those in the network, and I've just lowered the cap on a lot of these. Probably don't need to lower the cap on that one. I've just lowered the cap on a lot of these, or that one, or that one. Just so iron has a chance to catch up. Why is that belt not running full speed? Oh, it's that belt. Okay. Oh, we are actually consuming oil. Cool. Yeah. So just getting let the base have a chance to catch up. It will take a little while. Can we also upgrade that belt, please? Cool. I thought I got all the belts. All right. So I want to make these guys, which is going to require glass into prisms, which should be a dead easy production line to do. And then prisms, no. Glass into prisms, and then glass into circuit boards. And then prisms into circuit boards, rather. Alright, so we're going to turn on our light. No, that light. Yeah, that light. Alright. I want to dump one of those there. We want to very quickly look at the production line for this. Now, I know that I can use a rare resource. I can use the optical grading crystal. The problem is, if we scroll out to map view, and you'll have to take my word on it, because I'm not going to manually click over. No, that's the wrong button. Let's try that again. I have a mod installed so it doesn't zoom. Shift right click? Yeah, shift right click. Thanks, autosave. If I click on all the stars within... No, 6 light years. 6 light years, 6 light years. I cannot see that material on any of the stars. Not that I have that many choices for 6 light year stars. That's 7. That one's 6. That one's 12. That one's 6 as well. I don't have any of the grading crystals anywhere that I can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up this production line using the default recipe, mainly because we can, and then we'll take it from there. Now, this is going to require... Okay, we know our output belt is going to come this way. Okay, that's the very first thing we know. And that's going to be glass. Now, what I'd really like to do... production is potentially I want this build, so I'd really like to get a blue belt of whatever material it is that I'm trying to produce out. So that means technically I need to have I need to have you and you go away. I need to have they're 3 glass in for 2 out. Oh, that's a lot of glass. Oh, that's a lot of glass. Okay, that complicates things. It means I need 3 belts of glass for 2 belts worth of prisms. For you need 2 prisms for 1 lot of electronic circuits. One, two, 3. Okay, we're going to try something. We're going to put glass in there. Now, I actually have no idea whether I can smelt 3 lanes of glass. In fact, I'm pretty sure I can't because there was a stone patch in the way. 40 machines. I don't have room for 40 machines. Not to make prisms. Okay, so we're going to have to do 2 rows of 20. Alright. You can go away. We're going to move you up a tile. I'm going to move you up a tile as well. We'll have an input. Alright, this is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to have 2 belts of glass, okay? And I need 3 belts total. So then we're going to have another belt of glass here. So that'll be our 3 belts. Then we need 2 output belts. And that's going to be our first stage. Okay, so let's try and get these guys worked out. And because we're somewhat lazy, and more importantly because we have mods, we're going to have you attached to all 3 belts of glass. That failed. Why did that solder not go on there? Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That belt. That belt. That belt. That belt. You can go away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, then we need to do the same here. I'm going to have a 3 tile gap. 1, 2, 3. And then have that belt run that direction. And have a belt beside it also running that direction. And then I need one of you guys without the sorters, because I need to replace the sorters manually, which is going to be input, input. No. They're all wrong. Okay. Input, output. Input, output. Yeah, okay. Let's go to here. Let's grab 200 more sorters. I have plenty of assembly machines, so that's not an issue. Alright, so I want to grab from there, and I want to go... That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20! 20! And I ran out of breath. Okay, and then that's also 20. Okay, so that's going to be step 1, which requires 3 lanes of glass, which, yeah, I know I definitely don't have. So, between episodes, I'm going to have to do something about more smelting. Okay, so we're going to put one of you guys here, which is going to be an input, a output, oh, damn. Filter 1. I just want to delete like 3 belt, not all the belt. Number 1 as well. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Okay. And number 1 is going to be glass, because that's all these require, just glass. Lots and lots of glass. Okay. We're going to turn on remote supply. We're going to put ships. I need more ships. I need more ships of both varieties. I want that one. I want 70 ships for some weird reason. 1 and 1. And we'll just grab 50 from that one. And throw those. Oh. And I need 10 ships. Here I might try to balance my inventory. 10, 10, 10, 8. 1 and 1. Okay. Which should mean I now have a good stack of 50. Cool. Alright, so somehow some of them end up with power. Okay, power there, power there, power there, power there, power there, and there, and there, and there. Alright, and yeah, because we're lazy, we just grab glass from all 3 lanes. Everything should be happy. So let's input, input. That looks like that looks like that's an input lane as well. How is that an input lane? It's copied from here. How did every one of you become wrong? Everyone. Cool. Oh, sorry. I would like you to do prisms. Yeah, the mod had a moment. Okay, drag this out a second time. Okay, we should be good now. And I just want to make sure that I don't see any of these little yellow markers, which means they're all working. No, it's still wrong. Yeah, they're all wrong. Again. Alright, I'm going to go fix this for the 15th time and see if that improves things. So, after a quick, well, building the second one, deleting everything, copying the second one, and then seeing that it was still messed up, and then removing all the sorters from the second one and replacing all the sorters, and then copying the second one all the way through, it's now working. And if we set that to max, we can get a quick validation check. Yeah, they're all squishing and squishing out new materials, so it definitely works. It just, for whatever reason, had a moment. Now, can we set that to 0, please? Because the next thing we need to do is we need to make the photon combiners. Now, I took a couple of minutes to think ahead, and I was going to take out 2 of the photon combiners. So we'll grab a belt and we'll go 1 lane there and 1 lane there. Photon combiners. Plus we need electronic circuits, and then we'd need the input for the photon combiners. So I'm going to use all those lanes, and it means we're going to have the prisms accessible in the network. The problem is they only go towards plasma exciter and photon combiner. So I don't actually think we need them in the network at all. So what we're going to do, and this is going to be a pain, but I'm going to reverse the belts, because we need 2 belts of the plasma, the prisms, to make the photon combiners. So we might as well just have this lot output into this lot. In saying that, I need 60 of these guys, so I need to make a belt that's 30 long. We also need to bring in circuits. Let's just set local demand, just 100 for the moment, please. And you're going to come in that belt into there. So, hopefully this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20. Obviously, the build's going to have to be longer. On that type. At the same time, I also actually did a validation check on my save, because my save still loads in vanilla. And that's been something very, very important. I've done my best. Oh, actually, maybe has it boo-booed? No, the names are still the same. Yeah, this is still Australialis. So yeah, my save completely works in vanilla, and that's been something very, very important to me. I've wanted to, as long as I can, make sure that the save keeps working in vanilla. So there are certain mods I have tried, and I've decided I can't use because they break the save in vanilla. So that's 5. I still need more. That one to that one to that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There to there to there. Which now means that belt's too long, that belt's too long. But it also means I need to reverse this whole belt. Don't press shift on a sorter. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, each time I accidentally hit a sorter with the shift belt, the shift button held down, it tries to chain dismantle every sorter on the screen, which is bad. Okay, so we want to bring out of there item number 2, please, and run that belt along and into that belt, and then now we know what the build looks like. You should be a import? Yes, import. And we're going to need another stack of 200 sorters because we are going through them. And rotate that around the right way and just drag. And I can't drop because I didn't extend the belts. Hang on. That was an input, wasn't it? It's not powered, I can't tell. Okay, we'll try that. Okay, drag that to there. Whoop. Extend the belt. Actually, the belt goes in the opposite direction. Extend the belt. Which means that belt needs to come out to there and down to there. and then grab that and drag it out, and voila, build should be done. All right, we just need to apply many power poles. Let's do there and there. All right, but that should now go into there. Remove that. You're going to import those. We also need to remove that belt and have you be slot number 2, please. And output into... I forgot if that little kink wasn't there, actually. Alright, go bots. Lots of power poles, and then we should 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. And somehow somebody still missed out power. Actually, a few of you did. Okay. You hopefully, if I set that to lots, and I take any prisms that have ended up in my inventory and dump them in there. Sorry, hang on. Set you to lots as well. Then dump the prisms in there. That should give us lots of photon combiners. It's going to use a lot of glass. Like, a lot of glass. But that should be okay. It should catch up eventually. But now that means that probably not this episode. I gotta check to see how much footage we've got. I'm pretty sure we're done. I'm pretty sure I'm completely out of time. But it now means that we have those items in the network. We have those items in the network. We have those items in the network. And once we've built the previous items, we should have those in the network. Which means we should be able to pump out... Oh, we don't have gravitating lenses. Lenses. We make lenses here. Then they go across to science. Do you have a free slot? You do have a free slot. We... Oh, priority that way. Lenses. Oh, that seems like a reasonable amount. Okay, we now should have. Yes, we should have everything in the network, which means hopefully next episode we can throw together the bare basics we need to finish our automation of everything. Also means next episode we can finally start producing or launching our Dyson Sphere. And as you can see, this production method is much faster than this production method. This bus was a nightmare to put together. Never, ever again. But once you get up to logistics and everything else, building is miles easier. You do have to keep an eye on power. Our power has skyrocketed in the last, well, this episode. And as we turn more and more things on, it will continue to get worse. And are we burning everything? We are burning everything. Yes, they are draining. So, yeah, power is an ongoing thing. Now, we do have deuterium fuel rods. Actually, do we have... Yes, I have everything for that as well. So we do have deuterium fuel rods, which means we can convert our hydrogen... Where are they? They're here somewhere. Haha! Here. We can burn these lovely things. These produce 600 megajoules worth of power for the cost of basically hydrogen converted to deuterium at a 1-to-1 ratio, with a little bit of titanium and steel and magnetic, supermagnet thingamajiggy bobs, these things. Supermagnetic rings, which is iron, copper, and a touch of coal. So, yes, but once we throw them in a mini fusion plant, they do provide us with 9 megawatts worth of power each. So, 20 of them would be 180 megawatts. So, 40 of them would probably double our power. Oh yeah, we're right on the borderline. We're occasionally using accumulators to keep the network up and running. So there you go. All right, with all that said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying. I hope to see you guys in the next episode, as always. And yes, definitely, if you're new here, I do encourage you very much to click that subscribe button, because we are 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 researchers. Oh, okay. There's some more over here. 5 researchers from finishing our upgrades, and really, I want to finish the upgrades before we start looking for a new homeworld, because that's something I really want to get to, preferably sooner rather than later. Actually, I think I could probably just dump more labs on top, because I think our production is well over scale. Nope, number 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can just dump some extra labs on top and run the science labs faster. Anyway, we'll work all that out in the next episode. As I said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, bye.